You're strapped into a truck you've raced 3 times in your life. 19th on the grid. 250 laps on a track that doesn't forgive mistakes. Every person watching is waiting for you to prove them right, that you don't belong here. This is the story NASCAR doesn't want to talk about. The driver is Shane Van Gisbergen. Since his Chicago street race debut in 2023, reporters and fans have tagged him a road course ringer, brilliant on the twists, a question mark everywhere else. That debut alone made history. Van Gisbergen became the first driver to win a NASCAR Premier Series race on his debut since 1963. But a street course win, in a city he'd never raced before, only fed the label further. A 3-time Australian Supercars champion, he arrived in NASCAR with almost no oval experience at all, which is exactly why the ringer tag stuck so hard. On Saturday at North Wilkesboro Speedway, that label was either going to die, or it was going to get louder. Before we go further into how this played out, a quick word. This channel, NASCAR Voltage, is closing in on 500 subscribers, and every person watching this video right now is part of getting us there. If breakdowns like this one are useful to you, hitting subscribe and dropping a like genuinely helps this channel keep growing, and your support matters a lot in bringing better content like this in the future. Now, back to the story. This isn't a new debate. It has followed Van Gisbergen since the moment he arrived in the United States. In 2024, he ran a partial Cup schedule for Trackhouse Racing while competing full-time in the Xfinity Series, and his best Cup result that year came with a runner-up finish at the road course in Watkins Glen, another data point critics used to argue his success was tied entirely to turns, not ovals. He moved to full-time Cup racing in 2025, taking over the number 88 Chevrolet, a number previously carried by NASCAR veterans Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Every oval result since that promotion has been measured against the same question: can he actually compete on the tracks that make up most of the schedule, or only on the ones that look like the racing he grew up on in supercars? Saturday's result didn't end that debate. It added the strongest single piece of evidence either side has had in months. Before any of Saturday's progress, there was a real case for doubt, and it starts with Van Gisbergen's own words. Asked point blank if he's good enough for NASCAR, he answered, "I hope so. I know I can do the job," before admitting the harder part honestly, it's the oval side of the sport that will take time to master. That admission wasn't new. Go back to his rookie year at Trackhouse Racing, and Van Gisbergen described a stretch where the team had nothing to show for their oval efforts, littered with wrecks he said haven't really been our fault. Those were not small races either. Ovals make up the large majority of the Cup Series schedule, so a driver who struggles there struggles across most of the calendar, not just a handful of events. His road course resume told a completely different story: multiple wins across the Cup, Xfinity, and truck levels, including a run to 12th in Xfinity points during his rookie season there in 2024. On ovals, that consistency simply wasn't there yet. The numbers heading into Saturday backed up the skepticism further. This was only Van Gisbergen's 4th career start in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and just his 3rd start on an oval at any level of the sport. He was driving the number 71 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet, a car that is not his full-time ride. He qualified 19th out of the field for the Faith Fest 250. So here's the honest question worth asking before a single lap was run: does a driver who just qualified 19th sound like someone about to shut everyone up? The race didn't start with an answer. Van Gisbergen slid backward early, dropping to 21st by lap 3 as the field ran clean around the 1.0 kilometer, 0.625 mile short track. Out front, Carson Hocevar held the lead while Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell battled for position behind him. A caution flew on lap 16 after Donovan Strauss spun, though he avoided the wall and kept going. Earlier, Luke Baldwin had spun and made contact with the wall, bringing out another early yellow flag and bunching the field back up before the race settled into a green flag rhythm. Those early cautions mattered, because they meant Van Gisbergen's later climb through the field happened almost entirely under racing conditions, not through the kind of lucky timing a caution can hand a driver running further back. For a stretch afterward, Van Gisbergen's run looked like more of the same, a road course specialist treading water on a short oval he'd barely raced, bouncing between 19th and 21st. Then came a quiet creep forward, nothing dramatic. By lap 40 he had worked up to 17th, running just ahead of Ty Majeski. He finished stage 1 in 17th, then worked his way up to stage 2 and 14th. Was this a fluke recovery, or the start of something real? The final stage answered that question directly. Van Gisbergen restarted 11th with 100 laps of green flag racing ahead of him, no cautions to hide behind, no fluke finish possible, no strategy call to lean on. This was the payoff sequence, and it happened in real time, lap after lap, with the bottom lane as his only tool. He didn't just move forward quietly. He passed names that matter in this sport. First, the reigning Truck Series champion, Corey Heim. Then his own Spire Motorsports teammate and 2020 Cup Series champion, Chase Elliott. Every single pass came glued to the bottom lane, no gimmicks, no fuel strategy luck, no late caution bailing him out. With 55 laps remaining, he broke into the top 5. From there, he cleared Christian X for third position, and crossed the finish line there. Out front, the race was dominated by the front-row motorsports duo of Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs, with Smith taking the win by a margin of 8.479 seconds, the largest winning margin ever recorded on a short track in the series history. Riggs, who finished second, said afterward he was disappointed to fall short of the win but glad to see his teammate on top. Van Gisbergen's third-place result matched his best-ever oval finish at every level of NASCAR he has ever raced. It equaled a third-place run at the Atlanta Oval in the second-tier series back in 2024, his previous career-best oval finish at any level. It also matched his own career-best Truck Series result, a third-place finish earlier this year at the Watkins Glen Road Course. 3 years ago, his first-ever oval start in any NASCAR division came at the IRP Short Track, where he finished 19th. Saturday's result is the clearest measurement yet of how far that number has moved in 3 years. The broadcast booth had already been building toward this exact argument before Saturday ever happened. After an earlier Van Gisbergen oval run at Charlotte in May 2026, NASCAR analyst Dale Jarrett said on air, "SVG has been tagged as a road course ringer since he arrived, and tonight he just buried that narrative." That's a strong claim from a respected voice in the sport, delivered live during a broadcast, not written after the fact. But it doesn't close the argument on its own. Van Gisbergen's best oval finish at the Cup Series level is still only 5th, set earlier this year at Nashville, one strong result, not yet a consistent pattern across the full Cup schedule. The physical toll of Saturday's race didn't go unnoticed either. Motorsports writer Steven Taranto posted on X after the checkered flag, had to sit down by his truck to cool off afterwards. Taranto added that he suspected there was a lot of that happening across pit road, given the heat on the day. Is that grit under pressure from 250 grinding laps? Or is it a body still adjusting to a discipline that road course reflexes alone don't prepare a driver for? There's another layer to why this result matters beyond the trophy. This exact weekend, Van Gisbergen is pulling double duty at North Wilkesboro. Cup Series qualifying was rained out, which means he starts Sunday's Cup race from P8. He sits 31 points above the playoff cut line, with 6 oval-heavy races remaining in the regular season before the postseason field is set. Those 6 races are the exact type of tracks that have raised questions about him for 3 years running. The truck run wasn't just a feel-good story on a Saturday afternoon. It was practical track time on the precise type of surface that will largely decide whether his season lives or dies over the next 6 weeks. So where does the argument actually sit right now? Lay both sides out, side by side, without picking a winner. In his favor, he now holds a top 5 oval finish in all 3 national NASCAR divisions: Trucks, the Second-Tier Series, and Cup. His progression line runs from a 19th place oval debut at IRP 3 years ago to a 3rd place finish on Saturday, against a field that included a reigning series champion and a former Cup champion. Against him, it's still one race, on a short track, in equipment that isn't his full-time Cup ride. Bigger, faster ovals like Charlotte, Kansas, and the 1.5-mile intermediate tracks that make up much of the Cup schedule have produced far shakier results for him in the past. Even Van Gisbergen himself isn't calling this solved. Asked how he pulled off the result, he said simply, "Just time and experience, working with good people." He added that his crew chief, Bono Manian, did a great job with the truck. That answer is either the most honest thing a driver can say about ongoing improvement, or a quiet admission that he still isn't fully there. There's a broader point worth sitting with too. Van Gisbergen isn't the only road course specialist NASCAR has imported and questioned. The sport has a long history of drivers who dominate one discipline and get labeled specialists until they either break through on ovals or fade from the conversation entirely. What makes Saturday different is the sequence of the season around it. This wasn't an isolated oval result dropped into a quiet stretch of the calendar. It came during the exact 7-week window: Charlotte in May, Nashville earlier in the year, and now North Wilkesboro, where the doubters case was supposed to either build or collapse. Each result has chipped away at the label a little more, without fully removing it. That's precisely why one more data point, even a strong one, still isn't the same as a settled verdict. So here's where it sits. Is Shane Van Gisbergen the driver who just proved every doubter wrong on an oval that doesn't lie? Or is he one bad oval Sunday away from being called just a road course ringer again? In 6 weeks, on tracks that don't forgive mistakes, we're going to find out for real. Ringer, or the real deal, you decide in the comments. If this breakdown helped you understand the story behind the result, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share it with a NASCAR fan who needs to see it. NASCAR Voltage is building toward 500 subscribers, and every one of you watching helps get us there. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.